We are talking all things judgment today. Judgment of self, releasing judgment of self, releasing judgment of others, how to do that. And also control. Do you have a hard time trying to control life around you? Do you know why? Do you want to know how to get over it? Do you have a hard time judging or criticizing yourself? Do you often find yourself in that situation? Do you know why? Do you want to get over it? Do you want to stop judging other people, not controlling them or having harsh expectations of them that they can't meet? Do you know why you have expectations of others? Do you want to know how you can release those? Let's get into what really these things are, what you can actually do to get out of those things and much more. Okay, my name's Grace Morelia. I specialize in trauma healing and subconscious reprogramming using my transformative healing techniques that I share with you in all of my offers. Okay, and right now I have a sale going on for my Self-Love Accelerator. The price is about to go up a lot more. But for the next 2 days, it is going to be on sale for $97. And when you buy this, you are getting my other masterclass, From People Pleaser to Self-Empowered. These things are for you. If you struggle with overgiving, you need to have more boundaries in your life. You need to create better boundaries with yourself. You want to feel full. You want to feel a loving relationship, but you need the tools to create boundaries, to stop overgiving. You need tools to create reciprocal relationships. You want to feel reciprocated. You want to feel met in your relationships. You want to figure out how to know what your needs are, how to heal things that block you from truly loving yourself. This is what the Self-Love Accelerator will do, and also the masterclass that is included, From People Pleaser to Self-Empowered, is teaching you how to get out of shame, feelings of, I want to say the word disempowerment, but if you struggle with that and you want to feel empowered, you want to feel confident, you want to stop giving a fuck what other people think and value your own voice over the voices of especially your family or close relationships because you're tired of feeling drained, that is what these both will give you together. I'll give you them as a combo for $97 before the price goes up in 2 days. So check out those below if that supports you. My one-on-one coaching is officially full right now, but I am still taking consultations if you'd like to dive into healing your traumas, your limiting beliefs, things that keep you out of feeling who you really are, out of feeling connected. This is for you if you want to get out of disconnection, you want to get out of the stories of the past, you want tools, because these videos are not going to give you all the tools. You need to really understand how to get out of it in practical ways, transformative ways, releasing your old stuff, all right? So you can feel who you really are. That's what you do in the one-on-one coaching. It's completely tailored to you and is very powerful and transformative. So you can book a consultation call. Please like and subscribe. Let's get into it. All right. So it's kind of funny because today I had it's the new moon in Leo right now. What is the theme of the Leo new moon? It's all about being seen, letting yourself be seen, feeling free in yourself. And so when we're talking about shadow work, when we're talking about letting go of the past, if you don't know what shadow work means, it's like releasing your traumas, releasing these old things that you're still holding on to, that you're really tied to in your identity and you want to get out of, right? So when we're talking about coming into your power, this is Leo, authenticity, right? Owning your truth. So to get there, we have to release what isn't you. That is what trauma healing and subconscious reprogramming is. We are letting go of the things that actually aren't you. And what better way to go about this than by examining? Today, we're examining judgment, self-judgment, judgment of others, and aspects of control. Now, when you judge yourself, this is a pro tip in healing. When you judge yourself, it is because there is an emotion underneath judgment. There is a need underneath your self-judgment. Next time you judge yourself, I want you to ask yourself, first, right, this is what I tell you, you need to be aware that you're doing it. You need to be aware that the pattern is there, that you are acting in judgment, and you have to also be aware that that judgment isn't who you are. It is a learned Trauma responds based off of things that you have been through in the past. That's what it is. Trauma responses triggers. When you're triggered by something or someone, when something really bothers you about someone, that's showing you something about yourself. And that is things inside of you that could be wounds or old emotions that still need to be processed and let go of, okay? So next time you're judging yourself, I want you to pause and ask yourself, and you could even do it right now, what need lives underneath my self-judgment? What emotion lives underneath my self-judgment? Is it shame? Do I feel ashamed of myself? Do I feel embarrassed? Do I feel like I always need to be better? What is it? Is this a childhood part of me that's still playing out the same dynamics, the same responses, because it's all that my subconscious knows? Your subconscious only replays what it knows to be true. This is karma. Our subconscious creates our karma. You know, if you find yourself feeling like you're living in hell, your inner wounds, your past selves, your traumas create your hell. You want to create the closest thing to heaven? You find love within. That is what we're here doing. When you are judging love within, self-love within, self-forgiveness within, releasing your judgment, okay? What does this look like? It means talking to your judgment in real time when it comes up and asking, what is the true need beneath this? What is my true emotion beneath this judgment coming up? What do I need from myself? When you are judging other people, you are also projecting your own judgment of self onto them. If you are controlling of yourself, you're going to be controlling to others. If you are showing hatred to others, you also are fostering that hatred inside of yourself. Patterns inside of our lives, inside of our relationships, keep replaying until we come into power, empowerment, self-awareness, and decide from our free will, from our self, that we are going to change, that we are more than our past. Who would you be if you weren't attached to your past? Who would you be if you forgave yourself? If you forgave mom and dad, if you forgave that toxic ex, if you forgave life? Who would you be, and what kind of life would open up for you if you were able to let go of where you've been? How do you let go of the past? You have to heal the past. You need the tools and strategies that will work to let go of your past, which is what I share with you in the Self-Love Accelerator, the People Pleaser to Self-Empowerment. You can, like I said, buy the Self-Love Accelerator. You'll get the People Pleaser to Self-Empowerment completely free. These are actually the tools to get you out of these patterns, these disempowerments. You need to love yourself if you want to heal. There is no conversation around healing until we can find self-love. Self-love and inner healing and letting go of the past, they are completely connected. We need to reparent. You need to learn how to see your judgment in this example and learn to respond in a loving way. Because if you're gonna look to your judgment and allow it to run the show, and you're gonna maybe criticize yourself for having judgment of yourself or others, that's not gonna equal the self-loving equation. You need to understand how to change the inner voice, how to create a better relationship with yourself, how to do this in real time, okay? If you wanna stop feeling stuck, you need to have higher awareness. You need to be in the moment and observe yourself. Observe when you are being judgmental, when you are being controlling. All of these things that are feeling negative in the body, like fear, control, judgment, those are fear. Those are all fear. That is not who you are. When you feel that contraction inside, when we're talking from a trauma lens, limiting belief lens, when you're identifying with these limitations and they feel bad to you, it's because you know in your heart and soul that it is not true. If something feels bad to you to believe, when we're specifically talking about trauma healing, it's because it's not true. It's not true. It's not. Who you are is love. When you heal yourself, when you learn how to let go of self-love blocks, your traumas that block love from emerging, when you understand how to come home to yourself, you understand who you are. When you judge someone, when you say, oh, why are you doing this to me? Why are you being like this? You're telling me that you have a need that needs to be met. It's asking to be met through that emotional response. Guess who the only person who can meet your needs is? You. You are the only person who can meet your needs. Period. Period. You might think that they can meet your needs, and that is the disconnect. That's the problem. You're going to need to learn the hard way if you don't hear me out here. You might need to go through a bunch of relationships to find out that they can't meet you the way you want. Because that is only you coming back to self-love. You coming back to self-empowerment. The thing is that every answer that you would ever need is inside of yourself. Everything. But there's so much clouding your inner voice. There's so much self-criticism and judgment and condemnation and the voices of other people that make you feel confused about what you really want or what you really need. And what you need to learn how to do is establish boundaries. You need to establish energetic boundaries with these people. You need to establish physical boundaries with these people. You need to establish boundaries with yourself so that you can hear yourself, so that you can listen to yourself, so that you can listen to your intuition, so that you can learn to love yourself and create healthier habits so that you're acting out of a loving space for self instead of judgment, control, fear, lack that's programmed in your body. There's nothing wrong with you, but no one's taught tools to heal. Not in an integrative way. I work with people who've gone through therapy for years, and they're coming to me because they're like, why am I still missing? What is the missing link? And I tell them it's because you need integrative tools. You need to get into the body. You need to know how to identify and heal the roots of your wounds, the roots of your subconscious. Release them so that you can be free. You will not be free until you release on a deeper level, and you need to know how to do that, right? So, when you think you need something from other people, you need it from you. I also find that a lot of times when people say, I need this from someone, it's interesting because you might think you need something, but really it's just an emotion. It's an old emotion. So you think you need it, but if you ask yourself, what emotion is tied to this need, you will find that it's a trauma. I don't know if that makes sense, but you have to kind of try it in real time. So let's say you think you need validation from someone. I think this is a good example of validation from a partner. And you ask for that. But if you ask yourself, what really does my validation need? Or what emotion is underneath my need for validation? You would find, why is my refrigerator so loud right now? That's weird. Sorry, it's really loud. You would find that there is typically a trauma. There is a trauma. You need validation because you don't want to be abandoned. You need validation because you don't want to feel like you're not good enough. And that's a trauma. That's not a real need. When you heal yourself from that need underneath the seeking validation, when you heal that emotion underneath that validation wound, you won't need validation. You won't give a fuck. Okay? But you need to learn how to get out of the way of all these people telling you who you should be or what you should do. You can't let them control you. You need to figure out who you are beyond all of this bullshit. You need to create right relationship with your heart and your soul. All right? So that's why I teach you that in the Self-Love Accelerator. We need step by step to come home to yourself. All right? So, when you want to control something, let's talk about control. When you're seeking to control something, you are acting from fear and not in trust. There is probably a lack of safety. If you trusted life, if you grew up feeling totally safe in this world, would you need to control, or would you just trust that things would work out? Because if you felt like life was working for you, that there was nothing to fear, that you were safe, that you'd be protected, that you didn't need to be so protective of yourself and over analyzing and trying to control life, because if I don't do it, then who will? If I'm not overly protective with myself, who will protect me? Am I going to be safe? Am I going to be safe if I don't try to control? So we're looking for safety in controlling, which can limit the expression of the divine. It can limit the expression of your soul. You are here for a reason, for a purpose. You are watching this video and called to my work because you're here to share who you are with the world. The only people I work with are people who know they are here for a bigger reason, and they are tired of being held back by the weight of their past, their traumas, their limiting beliefs. They want to be the best version of themselves so that they can live purposefully, so that they can live true to themselves, so that they can be free. And these are souls that are strong. You are strong. There are people out there who need you. Your true family, your true soul family, beyond your family, they are out there for you. When you learn to love yourself and you learn to trust your life, I know it's easier said than done. Watch miracles come. Your soul wants to live through you. And the way that you live, the most free, the most aligned to where you're meant to go, is by healing what blocks that from coming up. You can't get to your purpose. You can't get to personal freedom until you do the deeper healing work. You need to know the tools. You need to. These videos will help you get so far, but it's time for you to do the deeper work. If you really want to get unstuck, you need to get rid of the shit. Okay? When you learn to trust life, you will see things happen that are beyond explanation. And I just need you to take my word for it. When I started this path 9 years ago, okay? 9.5, whatever the fuck years ago, I was lost, I was confused, I was disconnected, I didn't know what I wanted, I was overgiving, I felt really sad because of my family relationships, and I didn't know how to get out of that identity of being this role in my family. All I wanted was to know what I was meant to be doing on this planet and to feel like I was doing it and to feel good. And since I've devoted myself to the healing path, things have emerged from me trusting, from me listening, from me learning to love myself so that I could listen to my intuition. Because by loving myself, I'm connected to myself. I can hear my intuition. By doing that, the path opens. You don't need to control. When I try to control my life, it looks like shit. It doesn't work. What works is being present. What works is creating right relation with myself. What works is letting go of the past. The more that I let go of, the more that I make room for what's really meant for me. A lot of us hold on to attachments, to old people, to old stories, to old things, and it blocks us from receiving who we are and what we want. You gotta be real, radical, and honest with yourself about the steps that you need to take to be who you want to be. You need to stop subscribing to your lack, your limitation, thinking that there's something wrong with you. You need to get up and you need to do something. You need to take action. Okay? Your soul will be able to live through you when you heal. You will be able to trust. You won't need to control. You'll be able to relax your nervous system. We need to create right relationship with who you are. What do you really need? What do you really want? These are important questions to ask yourself, to sit on. What do I really need? How can I give that to me? That's a good practice you can take away from this video. All right? Check out my offers below if you want the actual integrative tools to heal, to love yourself. These are things I have tailored over 9 years of deep internal practice and also sharing with probably close to 2,000 one-on-one clients over the past 5 years in person teaching this work. I have put it together to expedite your healing journey. I have refined it to expedite it so you don't have to go through what I had to go through. But you need to step up and take ownership and be willing to do the work, because I can't make you do that, and I'm not. I'm asking if you resonate with it, it's there for you. It's there for you for the transformation, all right? You can book the consultation call. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful, and I'll talk to you later. But also, wait, let's just say this. The more that you can be honest with what you need to work on, where you are still holding on to fears, the more that you can just observe them, the more you put the power back in your hands. When you are judging yourself or others, you are controlling your life. With self-awareness, you have power. You are not a victim. So the more that you reflect and take action, the more that you are stronger and more free. If there is a heaven and hell, heaven is given to those who heal their karma, and their karma is their emotions, is their patterns, is their toxicity in their own self. You don't need to look very far for your karma. It's all here. You heal yourself, you heal your past, you make room for a new future. That's what we're talking about here. I hope this was helpful for you. I'll talk to you soon.